Well, ladies and gentlemen, Jasmine here, the ThrashMetalGuru. Welcome back. So, in case some of you haven't not known yet from the visual aspect of where I am, my hair is cut, which means you're going to be seeing me like this for quite a while until my hair grows back. Anyway, but now that that's over with, so I realized that this video has already been made 5 days ago by the name of what's he called? The Console King. I've actually sat back in the shadows from this long enough, and I apparently realized that, in the aspect of the inspiration of the 1316 killer, by the way, good guy, by the way, I recommend you check out the 1316 killer before watching this on hand. But before we kind of like get into this, because it's only about like 9 minutes and 19 seconds, so we got to make this very, very short. And by short, I mean as much room as possible because it doesn't really take up. Anyway, fuck me. Here's how it is. 1316 Killer actually has this great sense of humor where, where you can act like a complete dick, but in a good sense of doing it. I don't mean that with any disrespect to the 1316 Killer, by the way. But he has a good way of fucking doing it, and by responding to people and doing all these actions and all that. But now, let me get something straight about here. So apparently this Console King is someone that I've been actually keeping an eye on for ever since it was called out by 1316 Killer, from the sense of the whole Angry Joe and Nintendo shit. Now, ladies and gentlemen, don't get me wrong here. I'm actually a Angry Joe fan, but a reasonable one, at the very best. And I can see the points of where Angry Joe comes from in the sense of Nintendo, but at the same time, I can also see the other points of what the 1316 Killer is trying to make. Apart from the videos that this person has recorded over the years, which, like, I'm not going to try to shoot myself in the butt by saying this because sometimes I have bad quality camera, but at least in the difference on this hand is that the quality on this not really being the biggest concern here, but basically a problem with this is where it's about to lead to. So let's just do this video response here before I promote 1316 Killer down the road here. So let's give it a watch. And by the way, I do know that this is a very, very poorly based video, being that the dislike and like ratio is on, but ever since the encounter of the 1316 Killer's video responses to this person, I'm going to give this at least a fair play, and let's just do it right now. Oh god, is that a way to start off a video with a creepy-ass smile? Not 4 seconds and already, it's just fucking creepy. Jeepers creepers, where did you get those peepers?
Mark this day on your calendars. January 27, 2017.
Well, it's February 1st right now. I know this is 5 days ago, but holy shit did I just come across this. I'm sorry I'm late to the party.
That will always be known as the single most important day in the history of the gaming community.
The gaming community, the most important the most historical day in the gaming community, or the most prolific day in the gaming community. Yeah, not like more historic than the fact that when we came out with the console gamings like the N64 or the NSES or the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, or the era that we finally perfected some forms of gaming. Oh no, this is probably it. I gotta wonder what this is.
Why?
And yeah, why? Actually, explain to me why.
Because I, Mr. NoobTube Gamer, has ascended to royalty.
Did you hear that? Ascended to royalty. And in other words, I basically took a step up to more self-entitlement. It's basically what he's saying.
I am the king of consoles.
Yet 450 people think that you're just a downright cringeworthy dick.
I am the console king.
Yeah, that makes me the prince of ranters, right? Because, yeah, people before me that are ranting their asses off, actually conveying more compelling points to other people and more persuasive arguments, compared to you being the console king, yet before anyone started owning a console, or way before they started playing games before your sorry asses even existed. Logic, right?
And it feels great to be the king.
In other words, being self-entitled.
Everyone who plays on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, even Nintendo, or any older consoles, you are all now my subjects.
In other words, he's saying that he's more entitled over us and also on console gaming. So whatever game you play or whatever you think you do, he's more entitled to be just an arrogant dick or something, or a cringeworthy ruler over what you do. Jeez, not to know how to take this seriously.
And you will be ruled under my domain.
Actually, I like playing my own console without someone telling me what to do, thank you.
Because I am your king.
More like a prolific jackass, if you ask me.
Why do I call myself the king? I'm not loved, I'm not admired, I'm not respected. So why are you, out of all people, the console king?
The 1316 Killer's already made this point clear in one of the videos, and unfortunately, as much as I hate to fucking say it, that being a part of a millennial generation, when you think you just have things handed down to you, unfortunately, that's not the way life works. Unless you were granted that fucking title from someone who's actually been technically the most experienced person to be playing on the console gaming, or even from the company itself, from either Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo. Unless you were given that title from that company after doing so much hard work on a console itself, or even playing every single game with every bit of experience, I'm so sorry. That doesn't mean jack shit to me. And I know, ladies and gentlemen, I can't really take this seriously, but come on, I'm having fun with it, so bear with me.
Well, it's very simple. Because not a single person in this community has done as good of a job as me.
Yet you're making cringeworthy videos, which is about as outstanding as me actually figuring out that I have no sense of etiquette. Which means, in other words, no, let me actually flip this. So basically, your equivalency of you doing a good job so far, being so prolific, is about the equivalency of dumbasses running fucking doorknobs. Makes no sense, it's awkward as fuck and cringeworthy as hell. That's the better word to describe it. Sorry.
Of destroying PC fanboys.
Oh no. Oh, why? Who fucking cares? I mean, I'm a console gamer too, but fuck, I love PC games. Why the fuck does that matter? And people are gonna fanboy about everything so far as any way you slice it. You got Sony fanboys, you got Microsoft fanboys, you got fucking PC fanboys. Obviously, that's the thing you're bitching about. You got Nintendo fanboys. So why the fuck does that even matter? People are gonna boast about something, you know what, you shouldn't really give a shit about it, right? Oh well, joke's on me, right? Because I'm making a response to this. However, though, in this sense of me kind of having fun to it a little bit, to me it's conveying a message. What you like as a console, if you like PC gaming more than Sony, if you like it over the PS4, if you like it over Xbox One or the Nintendo's new stuff, that is completely subjective. That's completely up to you in that perspective. Now, I may not handle this the way 1316 Killer does it, but I like the way that he does it because I like his sarcastic attitude. I like the way that he rips apart this kid one by one and points that he does. It's unexpected, but yeah. But this is even coming from me as an Angry Joe fan, but I do this in a more logical sense because I'm not, a true fan doesn't follow the person blindly. Sometimes you have to call people out on some stuff when you feel like there's a legitimate concern. I know that hasn't really much tangents to this point of view, but I wanted to throw that out there. So I wanted to make that completely clear.
And their stupid fucking arguments and all of their anti-console propaganda.
Yet you're actually gloating, or you're bloating to people about how much you're a PC, like anti-PC, all-time, all-holy manifesto fucking ruler of all console gamers, right? So
no one has done a better job destroying it than me.
Actually, there is. It's called politicians, and even they can't even do shit.
I have used irrefutable evidence to support all the claims I make that prove that PC gaming is not as good as console gaming.
Who fucking cares? If you like PC. If you like fucking PlayStation, Nintendo, Microsoft, whatever, that's subjective. There's nothing objective about this. So, irrefutable evidence my ass. Still having fun.
And that consoles are the best way to play games.
Good for you.
So to anyone who considers themselves a member of the PlayStation Legion, or if you're an Xbox gamer, no, we need to come together. We need to come together.
I'd rather play alone, thank you. I think I've had enough of creepy people like this for about a while. So thank you for kind of pointing that out there.
Because as the console king, my first royal decree is to label PC gamers and all these stupid fucking fanboys as enemies.
So you're going to generalize a fan base of a PC thing. Not only, let me make this clear, PC gamers and fanboys. So you basically made two separate points, but in other words, you're categorizing all of them together as enemies, right? Holy fucking shit, how many brain cells did you lose while in the subject matter of making this? I'm guessing it took only 9 minutes and 19 seconds for you to completely lose these brain cells, but then again, there's videos before this that make me question this sort of logic. So, how do we proceed? I don't know, let's just play the damn play button again.
Of the crown. That is my first royal decree. So, PS4...
I don't see a fucking crown on your head, and I don't see golden fucking walls with jewels plastered upon them. I don't see fucking maidens dancing around in their freaking skimpy bikinis for you right there, huh? Something I would figure a king would do, or have.
Gamers, Xbox gamers, we need to come together. We have a common interest in destroying these fucking fanboys. Because
why is there a war on fucking consoles and PCs and all that? You know, we got other shit to worry about here, but we're seriously going to worry about this shit? First of all, I'm not going to drive the whole... I'm not going to get political and shit like that because we have the obvious Trump and Hillary Clinton shit, but, like, come on, really? We're going to prioritize that over some shit that we really need to fix in our fucking country? Oh, God. I am ashamed of this millennial race. You know, at least with me, I'm more old school than you fucking think, okay? This shit like this is fucking below me. Now, like, when I was young, when I started doing YouTube videos like this shit, like, I realized the fucking cringeworthy that some of my videos were. And I got better at it, okay? But never once in my life did I think that everything in the world revolves around me. I'm not self-entitled. I don't believe I have power over people because I declare myself as a god dang, magnificent king of all ages here.
Because Xbox gamers, you really have a vested interest in taking the fight to PC gaming because they're stealing all your exclusives.
You know, Microsoft does the same thing, right? The same thing with Sony, even though my relationship with Sony is like this. I'm just going to say that. But you do realize that happens in all those other companies, right? So, why is it that PC is the fucking target for you when that happens in all forms of the company? Especially with Microsoft, I'm just saying. And this is even coming from a guy who actually likes all these consoles, okay? I mean, I may be old school than you think, but I still have a good liking to all of these and to PC as well, so why does it fucking matter? I'm not fanboying anything, but this is just... Ugh.
They're putting your exclusive games on the PC.
Okay, so some exclusives on there. So you can get pissed about that too, but that doesn't mean that PC gaming is like the fucking main antagonist of every fucking thing.
You guys have been...
Oh, did you also realize you have old games on a PC too, like Solitaire, Minesweeper, and all that shit? Why don't you just play those?
Mistreated as of late. So, you need to join the fight against PC gaming and have your voices heard. PS4 gamers.
Don't even get me started. Even as someone who plays PS4, do not get me started.
How many times do these fanboys beg for your exclusives?
And I wonder how many times that you keep practicing yourself as some sort of magnificent ruler over people and labeling and generalizing an entire group of people who play PC gaming. So, you know, okay, look, and I'm not saying this just to be a dick, but let's also think about people like Markiplier. Let's also think about Jacksepticeye. Let's also think about other people who play these sort of games and these other channels that do what they do on there. You really think that's a good idea to be fucking doing that? I'm just warning you because there are fanboys and fangirls out there that would haul and maul your ass. I mean, verbally speaking here, but I'm just saying that. You do realize that that message is out in the public, right? And you got people that can target you for that. So, just want to make that clear.
You need to make sure that not a single exclusive PlayStation game comes to the PC.
You know, if that day comes, that's their thing, but what does that got to do with PC? Oh, because they got the exclusives, right? Doesn't mean all the time it's gonna fucking happen.
So as your king, I will guide both communities, both the PlayStation Legion community and the Xbox gamers. I will bring you both together under one banner and bring the fight to PC gaming.
It's politician talk. It's all words but no fucking promise. Or basically, it's all words. Actually, let me say that again. Big promises, just but all talk. Pretty much how it is.
We gotta do it. It's time. The cancer cell known as PC elitism has grown and grown and grown and grown and grown.
You know, the self-entitlement of this is pretty cancerous itself. It's actually pretty much amazing how you didn't really get this far with that much. I mean, that's still a long way to go, despite the dislike and like ratio, but it's kind of surprising how far you kind of went.
Over the years, it's a giant tumor on the brain that...
I beg to differ, my friend. If you take a look about what you're doing and what you're conveying a message as, you can pretty much put the tumor upon yourself. And I mean that with your message, not you. Just your message is like a tumor.
Just kept growing and growing and growing and growing and growing.
Just like your notoriety or your notorious reputation right now is growing and growing and growing and growing. Because you happen to be in the heat of the 1316 killer, dude.
And we need to put a stop to it. So as your king, I will do everything I can to destroy these elitist scum.
And how do you plan on doing that, if you don't mind me asking?
And it's a new age. It's a new age.
We're technically already in a new age right now. It's 2017 on a new year, so not much has changed, honestly.
Because we will bring the fight to PC fanboys and elitist scumbags like never before. Because for years, I've been destroying PC gamers. I've been destroying their stupid arguments as to why the PC is...
Okay, if you're having a problem with PC fanboys, okay, that's one thing, but damn, like I said, you just generalized an entire community of some people that just kind of like PC gaming just because they like it. I mean, I get there's fanboys in all sections, but you find that everywhere. But why in the hell are you going to generalize an entire community of people who like playing PC? I mean, hell, I got fucking PC games here too. What does that fucking matter? So technically, in that sense, I am being generalized because I do play PC games sometimes. But it may not be much because I have about maybe 4 games on Steam or something like that. I mean, technically, that's also including, by the way, hi, Princess Leia, what you're seeing right here. That's Star Wars The Old Republic, so that makes 5. So, pretty much, I just got lumped into a categorization, even though I'm not really a fanboy of PC gaming. So, wow.
better. Even though the facts are not on their side.
Facts, even though this is more subjective than it is objective.
They never have been, and they never will be.
Just like how your points are not really convincing anyone, so it's kind of not happening.
So, while I do not have a crown yet...
Obviously. Don't see one. Then you call yourself the console king, then where's the fucking crown, man?
I am still your king. And even though I'm not admired, I'm not respected, I'm not revered by the game...
Because of the way you're acting, yeah, you're acting like a self-entitled prick who thinks that things should be handed down to you. Obviously, the millennial age, or the millennial generation that I unfortunately have to be a part of, is dipshits like this. Oh, why couldn't I just been born in, like, the very, very early 80s, man?
Community, that
Or at least the 70s.
does not matter. Because Because when is a king ever loved? A king does not have to be loved. A king does not have to be admired. A king is just a king and can do whatever the hell he wants.
Oh, also, shout out to someone who actually made that reference of King Nothing, by the way. I salute you for that, because that kind of describes what this is.
And that's what I intend on doing. Destroying these stupid PC fanboys and bringing all the console gamers together under one cause. And that is destroying PC fanboys.
A lost cause in a nutshell.
And spreading the truth about why consoles are superior. As soon as that happens, as soon as we succeed in our mission, we can do all the infighting we want. You guys can keep arguing about which platform is better.
In other words, it's just a dead-end scenario where people are just going to keep bitching, moaning, and complaining about what console's better, and PC gaming is nothing more than a piece of crap. It's a never-ending cycle of cringeworthy bullshit. It's only going to go around and around and around and around. There's no straight line to it. It just keeps repeating, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. That's basically how it is. It's a bullshit in the fucking washer. Rinse and repeat.
I don't care. But right now, we have one common enemy, and that common enemy must be annihilated. So as your king, I will do everything I can to make sure that happens. I've already done a good job so far, and that's why I declare myself as the console king.
And that's pretty much why people think you're a cringeworthy dude. How do I take this fucking seriously? How do I?
Because not a single console gamer has done a better job than me in destroying these stupid fanboys.
Out of millions of people playing consoles and shit, you yourself declare yourself as a king. Okay, for anyone who's actually played Star Wars The Old Republic, do you guys remember like a mission in there where it was called the False Emperor? Well, this pretty much is how that is. A false king, as you may say. Because if you just declare yourself a false king based upon some sort of perseverance, but your claim to power is just some sort of thing that's just handed to you, or you can just pretty much do it and you rule over people, that's, pretty sure people are just going to not take your word for it, and they're just going to think you're just a moron. Sorry. I'm kind of glad, I feel kind of weird because I'm calm. I've kind of had like a hectic day, but damn.
I had 2 debates where I completely wiped the floor.
Okay, even though this is based upon subjectivity, not objective, right? It's not objective, it's subjective. If you like consoles, great, cool. Maybe some difference in frames per second or music quality or graphics, cool, fine, whatnot. Doesn't mean it's going to be better than as a factual fact. Some things have more better advantages than others. It just depends on your game. It just depends on how you put your settings. It depends on how you see it, most likely. That's the big determinant of this scenario. It just depends on how you see it. Wow.
With these fanboys, and I decisively and clearly won those debates.
Yet you're being called out by the 1316 killer and a whole lot of other people based upon your message. How is it that I had never even gotten through some videos before? I'm kind of surprised because I still have 2 minutes left.
And so far, out of all of those videos I made, not a single solid argument has ever been made against me.
Yeah, solid arguments like the fact that you think you can just generalize an entire group of people because they play PCs. Another point I can put against you is that you think that for a fact that gaming consoles, in your point of view, are objective to the point where they're better than PC gamings when it's all about subjectivity, right? Also, another bullet point, think that you can just be so self-entitled upon people. You just give yourself a false entitlement over people who play consoles and all that just because you're a cringeworthy know-it-all. And the fact that you're also fanboying over a certain individual, even though I happen to be a fan of that person too. However, though, to that point, you're being more of a millennial douchebag. That's pretty much 4 points that I just put against you. Try toppling that.
Now, why is that? That's because the truth is on my side.
More like your opinion and your subjectivity of that opinion is on your side. Not the truth. Truth requires absolute facts. If you like what you like, that's fine. But just because you hate PC gaming does not mean that PC gaming is the worst thing in the world. That's like saying that if Microsoft was the worst company in the world, which scenario-wise that is, then that means that Sony's got to be the best company in the world. Right? It doesn't make any sense because everyone has a different perspective on how a company works or how a console works. It's not based upon fact. It's basically a personal opinion. Maybe the sales and maybe PC gaming and console gaming may be a determining factor upon that. I don't know. But what we are talking about is people's perspective on what they find cool in gaming. Financial-wise, maybe. I don't know. But, like I said, it's what people enjoy. Doesn't really matter. Factually, what's better or not. What it matters is subjectivity. Subjectivity is the main course of that thing. So you're claiming it as objective when it's in fact subjective. So,
So, all the console gamers that are tired.
And also, I forgot to mention here. Why did you shoot yourself in the foot here when you basically say that, the main enemy is PC gamers when you in fact are putting yourself as a self-entitled king over other people? So you're basically saying that you're better than every single person, including console gamers. So you're generalizing someone and also claiming your claim to power over every single person leading an entire fucking rabid legion, right?
Of the PC fanboys constantly trying to talk about how your platform sucks, how you're too stupid to build a PC, how you're...
There's a proper way to just get on with that. It's called ignoring them.
Games should go on the PC.
Okay, cool. So some games should go on the PC. I don't know. Maybe it works better. That's, like I said, subjectivity.
Which is funny because they talk about how they have better exclusives, but they keep begging for our game.
Okay, cool. So what if they have better exclusives? Go enjoy another fucking game. This is just millennial shit that I have to fucking experience, and I know I'm contradicting myself, and I'm kind of putting myself in a hypocritical part because I am a part of that fucking millennial fucking race, right? Or I'm sorry, millennial generation. I don't know where fucking race came from. I'm sorry, I'm being stupid. A millennial generation. I fucking hate that word with a passion, millennial, and I sound like a hipster doing that too. So that's me shooting myself in the head. In 30 fucking minutes already, and we haven't even gotten through this.
Which they will never get.
Who cares?
At least on the PlayStation side.
Don't give a fuck.
And they keep spreading this bullshit and bullshit and bullshit. Enough! Enough, enough, enough. It's a new day. It's a new age for the gaming community, for the console community.
Oh my god. Give me strength here.
For the industry, we are going to make a difference. And as your king, I will do everything in my power to bring down the cancer in our community known as PC gaming.
Have you looked yourself in the mirror lately and realized who the real cancer is for spreading such a fucking vague, political-wise message that's just all words, no action? And someone that doesn't have really much reputation or power to actually do such a thing? You're just an ordinary person. You're just an ordinary person, like me. Like the 1316 killer, just like anyone else. Unless there was a real problem, like, say, for example, if we're being taxed, or let's just say in this scenario, like, say, if every single console itself, or every single game that you play, it happened to Microsoft here. It actually happened from Microsoft. That games that you already own on your fucking Xbox 360 that you want to play on your Xbox One, you ended up having to pay a franchise fee, right? For games that you already fucking bought. That's a problem. Even though that issue was resolved by people saying, hey, you know what? That's fucking wrong. they actually fixed that problem too, because it was a real issue. If you paid good hard-earned money on something, why are you going to spend some more money on the same exact game when you already bought the game from the last console to begin with? Now, I know it's a little redundant to me because, hey, I bought Grand Theft Auto on fucking PS4, but it's a downloadable version. But at least on that hand, I don't have to pay for a CD that can pretty much risk being broken. But what I'm saying is, issues like that are real issues in gaming. That's it. But gaming is not really a real issue to me, but this is something else that I wanted to point out, because this is just millennial fucking bullshit that I gotta hear every single day. Fucking triggered and all that other shit. Nah, let's just finish this. And I swear to God, if this is how you're also going to represent Star Wars in that way, I am so ashamed.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Stay tuned, everybody.
And again, with that creeper face.
Because the fight is only going to continue. And the movement is only going to grow stronger.
Oh, please finish.
I can't wait until the day where these fanboys are destroyed completely. Feels good to be the king.
Oh my God, was that a weird kind of geek orgasm or something like that? Because I seriously did not want to know. Okay, now that we're done with this, thank God it's over with. And so, if you want to check out the 1316 Killer, I definitely advise that you do so, because when you're watching his video as opposed to this, at least when you're seeing a response, you're seeing a lot of humor coming out of that one, at least. Because this right here, oh my God. I feel like if my lightsaber here was so fucking real, I would want to decapitate my own fucking head. That's why. And I swear to God, if that's the way he's going to represent Star Wars and all that other shit, man, I'm going to feel so ashamed. But holy shit. What have we learned here, ladies and gentlemen? The core lesson of this is subjective. If you like something, it's based upon your opinion, not a fact. Like, on the other hand, I know maybe financial-wise, maybe one company's doing better over another. Maybe in that sense of selling consoles or selling games. Maybe. Financially, that statistic could actually be more determined into a factual sense. But liking something based upon it has something more features, that's what you like. It's subjective. Don't forget that. And so this is pretty much over with. So, Console King, you really need to think about what you're fucking doing here, because this is just cringeworthy at the most. I sincerely hope that this millennial generation gets off its ass and does something, rather than sit, bitch, moan, complain about shit that doesn't really fucking matter. Especially with self-entitlement. Having this self-entitled reputation over every single person. Have a nice day, ladies and gentlemen.